Yes, I do.
Does anybody know them?
No.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Does anybody know those passwords?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody know that password?
Just me.
I have a computer password. I don't believe I have a phone password, actually.
Does anybody know that password other than you?
Not that I can think of. I don't think so.
Yes.
Does anybody know that password?
Only my mom. No one.
Password?
Yes, I have a computer password on all of the computers that I use, whether it be here at school or at home, and I do also have a password on my BlackBerry.
I have a password on my school computer. I have password on my iPad and my iPhone, but I actually don't at the moment have a password on my home laptop. I took that off after a while, so maybe I should put that back on.
Your password?
I definitely have many passwords.
I download off iTunes.
It's called Pirate Bay. Mostly iTunes. Sometimes I do like YouTube to MP3.
iTunes.
I go all through iTunes and have for a while. There is somebody in my household who uses BitTorrent more, and I will admit that I get music from that person that he gets through.
I wish that person lived in my house.
I use iTunes mainly, and I'm pretty strict about purchasing it.
One of the things we do is we constantly revise, so if there's new ways that people are looking for information, we try to keep it up to date. As of yesterday, I'm still revising it. So we do provide handouts, and we have that handout online as well, so you can always get it from your ClemNet library page.
When we have, for example, in careers, we have to present career clips. They need to look for an article in a newspaper or magazine. One of the requirements is that they need to put the source and they need to put the reviewer.
I sometimes follow all the rules, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes we resort to just making a list of the URLs just to keep track of it. I always say that there has to be a list of resources, but it's not always following full protocol. The reality is you probably should, and it's just something that you have to put a lot of time and effort into.
Right. I mean, sometimes it's viewed as a huge crime, and it would be if you actually bought an essay, which sometimes happens at university. But more often what it is that somebody just forgets that they've used the words from something else that they looked at. And so in that case what we do is just work with the student to show them how to quote, how to make sure that you've got quote marks. If you borrow anybody's words, you absolutely have to quote and indicate that. And if you even borrow their ideas, you still have to give credit for the work that you've done.
Not personally, as of yet. I hope it stays that way.
Okay.
In school, yes. Outside of school, no.
Well,
Only if it's required. Like when you have to. Because I hate those other things. Yes. Yeah, only if it's required.
and do you know the copyright laws of Canada?
No, I have like an idea about like you can't plagiarize without crediting and stuff, but beyond that, no.
Two actually. One is that you have to make sure that you cite everything that you've used. So, and you have to provide the details about that so that your reader or your teacher can go back and look at what you've done and what you've used. People don't put them in alphabetical order often, and they often. And this makes sense, but it's logical, but it's not actually the way it's done. Is people will say, okay, these are the books I used, these are the websites I used, these are the DVDs I used, and actually what you do is you interfile them all. You don't really worry about whether they're print or, more often now they're not print.
Well, cyberbullying's interesting because it's always online, so it's really difficult to actually see it. It's a sort of something that happens individually. So I've certainly seen emails from, had a student sit with me and show me an email and being upset about it, but I have never really watched someone deliberately cyberbully, no.
I myself can't say I have directly where I've actually taken notice of something or witnessed something that I've been uncomfortable with, but I do know that it does exist.
No.
No.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's like happening over Facebook. You can like to have access to Facebook if you need it, like other people, you know? You could like.
I think awareness is the key there, really making sure that there's open, healthy dialogue and that children are educated around the dangers of cyberbullying.
And I think within that education, just remembering that, you know, you shouldn't be saying or doing anything online that you wouldn't say or do to somebody into their face. And quite frankly, if you can do some of those things to your face, there are bigger problems as well. So basically, empathy for your fellow human being and remembering rules of etiquette and not allowing the anonymity of the online world to be a shield for bad behavior.
And to do is, if you get an email or something along those lines, is to print it to provide evidence, and then to talk to a trusted adult. So, communication, it's definitely really, really important. You need to we ran a whole program with our grade 4s to 6s here, where we talk to them about what the next steps are, and that you can't just ignore it, that you need to have an adult support you through the process, and don't deal with it on your own.